Getting information about a crime and getting suspects to confess to a crime are two of the most important tasks in law enforcement. Often they happen in rooms like this during an interrogation. I've been interrogating suspects for 30 years, from everyday bank robbers to serial killers and international terrorists. It is a major deal to law enforcement to get people to talk. It's how you find kids. It's how you solve murders. It's how you solve sexual assaults. You get people to tell you the truth. Let's look at some real life interrogations and see what people are doing right.
I can't believe I'm here. I can't believe I even...
Well, stuff happens. We'll have a chance to talk about it.
I've never hurt anybody, sir.
Okay.
And
I'm not saying you're hurting anybody.
Yeah.
I'll just slow down. I'm going to have to get some information from you, okay?
You
know who I am?
No.
And you're sitting here telling me your whole life story. Just hold on a second, okay?
I'm too honest about everything, sir, and...
Well, we'll get a chance to talk all about
it. You can see that.
You want a water?
No.
Okay.
This detective does a great job of sort of disarming a very upset suspect who wants to talk too much, who's, I think, has some guilt that's coming out that he's even there. The detective says, slow down, son. Let's talk a little bit. Let's figure out what's going on here. Don't tell me your life history yet. Let me get a little bit of information from you. And so it shows the suspect that you care.
So just kind of walk me through, just tell me from your point of view what you guys pull up.
What we see here is an interrogator asking open-ended questions and listening very carefully to better understand when a suspect is lying or becoming anxious about certain topics.
So you see him start to come out of the door of the truck. At that point, you turn to get your gun. Is that correct?
Later, the interrogator summarizes the suspect's statement and drills down on what he knows is not true.
But yet, by the time you come back and start shooting, he's still in the truck.
He's coming out. I think he saw what I was doing and was running back in. I don't know. But
that's where I'm a little thrown off here.
So this clip is a classic example of letting a suspect tell you a version of the story that you know is not true. And then you start contradicting him.
We talked to the other guys in the car, and they will all admit, they will all tell us he didn't like the fact that some stranger's telling him to turn his music down. He's 17, I think he's a teenager. But at no time did any of them say, well, okay, he did say he was going to kill him. Because it makes no sense, because what's he going to do? He's not armed. And we're talking about a kid. You know how many times that kid's been to jail? Never.
And the detective is saying, look, none of the witnesses support what you're saying. And on top of that, the kid you killed wasn't even armed. And so it lays the groundwork with the suspect of, you can't bluff me. I know what happened here. You need to tell me the truth.
Get it up. I tried to save her. Yeah, what'd you do? I tried to give her CPR, yeah.
Another way to get to the truth is to help a suspect justify their actions, all the while remaining compassionate and respectful.
It must have been hard. I feel for you, man. I made a big mistake. I know. But you know what? I got paid for it, so. But you know what? You know what? You're owning up to it, right?
He is complimenting him and supporting him for telling the truth. And that is a key component. Your kindness is extremely important for the conversation to continue.
This is a photocopy of the boot that you took off your foot just a little while ago, okay? Now, I'm not an expert in footwear impressions, so I rely on the experts. Footwear impressions are very much like fingerprint comparisons.
The interrogator confronts the suspect with physical evidence, telling basically that we have you. And then there's this period of silence. That's important because it lets the suspect know, I've got no way out now. and they probably ought to just tell him the truth, which ultimately then ends up happening.
As we were walking out, struck her on the back of the head, and then I strangled her.
Not every suspect will open up about his crime. Some will falsely confess. Always validate the suspect's statement with other evidence. But with patience, intelligence, and an ability to listen carefully, law enforcement agents across the country are gathering the information that our criminal justice system depends on.